Is this thing on? Hey, I'm using OBS Studio now to record video. What's up, geeks? Thought I'd try this new software. It's open source. A lot of people seem to use it. A lot of people seem to like it. Um, the main reason I got it was because I wanted to be able to do in-screen or on-screen video streaming and recording so that I can provide voiceover to content. But in this video, I got some goodies in the mail, and we're going to take a look at them. First package. Oh, this book. Not comics. I thought this was comics. It's just building agentic AI systems. So not comics related, at least not directly. Maybe we'll have better luck with another package. This came in a media package. Also not comics related. Design in Nature. How the constructal law governs evolution in biology, physics, technology, and social organizations. There are at least some pictures in here. There's some scientific charts. I have interesting reading habits. We're batting zero here. Here's another one. Maybe we'll have better luck with this one. There's got to be some comics here somewhere. It's Friday. There should be some comics involved. This packaging. There we go. Here's the payoff. This is what you came for. Hellboy, Omnibus 3, The Wild Hunt. Yeah, this got out to me fast. So I bought this on Amazon, and it was new, and it came to me, and like this whole back cover was just like, it looked like someone had taken a razor to it, and it was just like flimsily hanging there. I was like, oh no. So I returned it. Instead of getting a free refund, I told them to just ship me another copy, and they did, and this copy appears to be good. So on my list of things to do is to read Hellboy, essentially from the beginning up to the present day. So I've got the library editions, volumes 1, 2, and 3, and I didn't want to get library editions 4, 5, and 6. I decided to just flip over to the omnibuses, these soft covers. Although this has it's got a little damage to it. Yeah, Amazon's starting to really kind of tick me off. It's like 50-50 when I order a book. And the bigger the book, the more likely is there's going to be some kind of a damage situation to it. If it's a trade paperback, normally those are okay. When I ordered those omnibuses, Injustice, JSA, and G.I. Joe, those were fine, oddly enough. And those are big, thick books. If you haven't seen my video on those, it's called Omnibus Mania. I think I recorded it about a month and a half ago. Like and subscribe on the way out, too. And but those books came from Amazon just fine. And I also recently got the I'm looking at it right now, Dark Knight's Metal um, compendium. Now that one's not as thick as those other three books, but that showed up in pretty good shape too. But I have received other books that were not in good shape, and they were supposed to be new books, and they were not like in new condition. In fact, there were some. It wasn't just like damaged so much, but you could tell they were well-read copies, and but they were advertised and sold to me as new at new prices. So not cool, man. Not cool. And I don't even blame Amazon so much. It's the sellers. It's sellers that are selling through Amazon. Um, you know, I don't think there's as much accountability on Amazon as there is like with like eBay. With like eBay, like you're gonna get um, an instant review from someone. And I think, eBay does a better job of soliciting a review from the buyer, but Amazon, not really. They don't really send you an email that says, "Hey, rate this buy or this seller." They just ship you the merchandise and that's it. Whereas eBay, they send you a couple follow-up emails. How did you like Comics Guy underscore 225? How was the service? How was the merchandise? And you can write out a review, and that's cool. That's good. And I've never had an issue buying off eBay. I've never had a seller, screw me over. I've never received merchandise that was anything other than what they stated it was. So, yeah, no problems with eBay. But Amazon lately, yeah, it's been kind of a pain, kind of annoying, you know. But let's take a look at what we got in here. This is the Wild Hunt storyline. Oh man, just some incredible artwork in here from Mignola. The first time in one volume, the epic that inspired the new film featuring David Harbour and Mila Jovovich. I didn't know Mila Jovovich was in that one that had David Harbour as Hellboy. Was she? I didn't know that. I knew David Harbour was in it, but oh, I guess she was in it. She was the villain, wasn't she? I actually hadn't seen that Hellboy. The best Hellboys are the first two, the ones by Guillermo del Toro, Hellboy, and then Hellboy: The Golden Army. Those are the two best. They should have kept the franchise with Del Toro. I don't know. There was all kinds of drama around that or whatever. And the third movie, the reboot, didn't do so well. And then I have no idea where you can even find Hellboy: The Crooked Man on streaming somewhere. And I remember I saw a trailer for it, and it was supposed to be released in the theaters, and then like never heard anything about it again. And then one day I saw an article, something about, oh yeah, that movie's going to be released straight to streaming, and it wasn't even like on any of the major streaming platforms. So I don't know if it was so bad that they were just like, yeah, let's just kind of slip it out there and forget we ever. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll find it, I'll watch it, but um, this is the biggest Hellboy omnibus, rings in at 528 pages, telling one massive story by one incredible team. The rise of the witches and their terrible queen, Nimue, combines Arthurian legend and British folklore with Mignola's signature take on otherworldly occultism. Hellboy has heard troubling prophecies about himself from madmen and mythological figures for decades, but that fate has never been so apparent and so earth shaking. Reprints Darkness Calls, The Wild Hunt and the Storm and the Fury. So this is some primo Hellboy storytelling right here. But yeah, the plan is to collect the remainder of these omnibuses. Uh, I already have BPRD Plague of Frogs. I have all those omnibuses. Now I need to get BPRD Hell on Earth. I think that's 4 omnibuses. But now they're coming out with the BRPD omnibuses, like just omnibus. That's it. And apparently, from what I've read, those are combining Plague of Frogs and Hell on Earth into these like 6 or 7 volumes. So it's basically a reprint. But I'm sticking with my original strategy of just grabbing the omnibuses that cover the Plague of Frogs era and the omnibuses that cover the Hell on Earth era. Omnibus is hard to pronounce when you have to keep saying it over and over and over again. But anyway, so the result being that in the end result, I'll have a couple of short boxes filled with Hellboy and BPRD omnibuses. That doesn't include the Abe Sabian omnibus, which I have volume 1. I think I have volume 2 actually too. So that completes that. I might have the Baltimore omnibus, and then there is oh which Witchfinder? Yeah, Witchfinder, which I read that first omnibus, and that was fantastic. And I have the second one, hoping to read that soon. Um, so I've put together sort of a chronological reading order of all this material, so that one could read it in the chronological methodical time frame of the universe of Hellboy and the BPRD. And I don't know if I posted that in community or not, but I intend to. Um, I think I did though, didn't I? Or was that with the one for Valiant Comics? I don't remember. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna post it. I'll check. I'll post it. But what I've been trying to do here is sort of like, and I'm doing this with the Valiant Comics too. Is basically trying to grab all of the titles, all of the omnibuses, and then just read them in the reading order of the chronology of that timeline. Not so much in the publishing order. The publishing order can be different. The publishing order can be back and forth in time. Um, so you know, I'm trying to get as close to as an approximation of how events unfurled if this were an actual real story adhering to the laws of time. So things took place in certain years and so forth. So yeah, that's the plan. Um, and I think with these, I think there's a volume 4 and a 5, maybe a 6, and I think that'll fill out what I need for the Hellboy stuff. Um, if you're not familiar with Hellboy, um, starting with volume 1 would be your best bet. The movies, actually, the first 2 movies actually do a pretty decent job. My introduction to Hellboy was through the movies. I was familiar with the comic, hadn't really read it, um, and saw the first movie, loved it. Saw the second movie, loved it, and then started kind of picking up the comics. I started buying the library editions and putting them on my bookshelf. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to collect all of these and then just like read right through the entire thing. Um, will there be a Hellboy compendium? That would be a pretty cool idea if Dark Horse wants to do that. I won't participate in that because I'll already have all these. I'm trying to eliminate redundancy, but yeah, if they were to do compendiums, like what would be really cool is if they did compendiums that had Hellboy, BPRD, Abe Sapien, Baltimore, maybe some of the other extraneous peripheral stories from the Hellboy universe. Maybe just make like I don't know how many compendiums that would be. Let's say 8, maybe 10 compendiums that are like 800 pages long, you know. that that would be cool. That would be cool. And I mean, those compendiums, they're going, some of them are going for like, 60, $70 a pop. The new Transformers compendium is out now. I saw it at my comic shop. It looks awesome. It's not available on Amazon yet. You can buy it, but they're not going to release it till I think June 13th or something like that. But your local comic shop probably has it. The Amazon one is discounted, I think, only about 10%. So I think the list price on it was $59.99, but I could be wrong. Actually, it might be nearer to $69.99, somewhere around there, or maybe $65.99. But it's up there, and you can save a few bucks getting it on Amazon, but you gotta wait. You gotta wait until the 16th, and hopefully it won't come damaged. All right. Have a great weekend. Till the next one. Oh, you know what? Where's the off button on this software? Ah, here it is. Till the next one, stay geek.